Hey guys, welcome to Chatty Cathy and Crew. Today's crew member is going to be Bria. So we're going to do this a little differently. I want to just give a little bit of information before we get started. So today's topic is going to be the impact of not having your dad or father in your life. Bria is 12. I have discussed the question with her. And I've also talked to her mom, and they are 100% okay with this conversation. All I wanted to do was have a conversation with the child, because oftentimes when we have these discussions, we hear it from the parent or we hear it from the child once the child is 17, 18, 19 or beyond and grown, saying how they felt when their dad wasn't a part of their life. So for me, I wanted to hear it from a person that's going through it and still growing and still has more time. So, Bria, thanks for coming on the show.
No problem. I'm excited.
You excited?
Yes.
Cool. I appreciate that. So, as we spoke about before, share with me how you feel about your dad not being in your life.
It's more of mixed emotions, because like when I was in like elementary school and stuff, people was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to my dad's house. No, I'm gonna go to the mall with my dad."
Right.
And it was just like, well, I want to spend time with my dad,
Okay.
and I want to go over to my dad's house. And it's just like, well, I'm not really going over there, and when I do, it's just not fun, or it's just like it's boring. It's not it.
Okay. So when you say boring, is it meaning like he's not spending time with you?
Yeah, because I have a sister and I have a stepbrother, so it's more of spending time with them, but also trying to include me, but I don't really feel included because I haven't been there all the time that they've been there, so they have more of a relationship with him than I do.
Okay, so when you say all this time, what's all this time that you haven't been in? So
they've been there since they was born.
Okay, so when did you start seeing your dad?
Maybe about when I was like 8 or 9.
So from 8 or 9, you did not see your dad. Did you want to see him?
Yes.
Okay. And when you thought about that, how did it make you feel?
More of like sad and mad.
Mad?
Yeah.
Okay. So sad because you didn't see your father, right? But why mad?
Because it's just like everybody else is seeing their father.
Okay.
And it kind of upsets me, because it's like, well, I want to spend time with him and I want to do stuff with him, and
Right.
seeing other people doing that, going out to eat and spending time.
Right.
It's just like, I also want to do that too, but he doesn't talk to me, doesn't communicate with me or nothing.
Wow. Okay. So my question is, once he came around at 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you went over there, did you try to like talk to him?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
But it was more of a like, well, I'm going to buy you gifts and clothes and money to try to get the relationship back. And I feel like that's not how it's going to grow. If you just giving me money and clothes, that's not how the relationship is going to grow.
Right. You cannot buy a child. I totally understand that. So once he started buying the clothes or doing what he was doing, then you would go over to your dad's house, and he already had another family there.
Right.
How did your brother and sister treat you?
It was like sometimes they would include me and stuff, and sometimes they would just like seem like I was doing the bad things, and then go tell my father, and then make it seem like I'm doing something wrong when really it's them. So that just made me not want to go over there no more.
Okay.
And make me want to just stay home.
Just stay home. Okay. How did your stepmom act?
Of course, she was on her child's side, because I'm the stepdaughter. So she's like, well, Brooklyn and, well, Bria.
Don't say no names.
Well, Bria.
Okay.
You need to do this. You need to do that, instead of her child's.
Instead of correcting a child.
Right.
Okay. So, so you started at 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, how often do you see that?
Never.
How old are you?
12.
Okay. So for a short period of time, he came in.
For about a year.
For about a year. Okay. So from like 8 to 9, maybe a little bit of 10, right? So what happened for him to stop coming back around? Do you know?
No, he just stopped coming. Like, It was like he pretty much disappeared, pretty much. So he talked to me for 8 and 9, and then after that, like that was summer. So like when it became 2020, it was no more. Just stopped talking.
He just disappeared.
Pretty much, yeah.
Do he reach out to you sometimes?
Only on holidays.
Only on holidays. So anything past the holiday, you hear nothing from him. Do you try to reach out to him?
Most of the time, I'm the one texting.
Oh.
And that's how I feel like it's not going to grow, because if you want the relationship to grow,
right.
Sometimes I feel like the child is not always supposed to have to text first. You should text first sometimes too. It should be the same thing.
Right. So let me ask you this question. Does your mom talk to you about the situation?
Yeah.
Okay. And she kind of help you through it when you tell her how you feel?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So with that being said, if you had to tell your dad anything, what would you tell him?
I want a better relationship, but I don't want all the clothes and the money and stuff. I just want to have a general relationship. Just something regular. A father and daughter relationship without all the extra stuff. Okay.
So you just basically want him to pick up the phone and say, hey, how you doing? And if you got a conversation, you want to be able to call him and he answers.
Right.
Okay. Whew. Okay. So my next, I guess, topic will kind of be, do you have some type of father figure in your life?
Yes. My godfather and my papa, my grandfather.
Cool. Okay. How do they make you feel?
It's more of like, so when I'm saying that I don't have a father in my life, it's more of like, okay, I'm fine now because I know that I have them people in my life. Okay. And that's the people that I can come to and talk to when I have a problem. Okay. Or something like that.
Cool. Wow. Okay. And these 2 men that you just mentioned are consistent?
Yes. Definitely.
Cool. So, let me ask you this question. If you had to meet a little girl who was 7 or 5, and she was crying, and she just was like, I just want to talk to my dad or something, what would you tell her to help her? What would you do to help her through her situation, or get to the point where you are now?
I would say try to communicate. Okay. If that don't work, then if you have other people in your life that you know that is like a father figure, talk to them about it. And it's okay if you don't, because you're going to get through it. Cool. That's exactly what happened to me. So
you're getting through it?
Right.
But you still feel some type of way?
Yeah, sometimes it does.
Sometimes. And it's because you see other people with their dad?
Yes.
Really? Okay. Wow. So, that's a tough topic. So, we just had this conversation from the horse's mouth, as one would say. And it's not coming from the parent. It's coming directly from the child. Understand that kids don't ask to be here and that your presence matter. It's not about the money. Clearly, she said, I don't want the clothes or the money. I just want to spend time with you. So to the dads out there in the world who have children and don't understand, I guess, how to do it, just be there. That's all you have to do. Just be there, just show up and be accountable for whatever it is that the situation requires. Children are the way of the world, and if we can do what we need to do to protect them at all costs, let's do that. Thank you, Bria, for coming on the show. I appreciate that. Like and subscribe. Hit that share button. Share this. Let people know. Listen, it ain't always the mom that's feeling some type of way. It's really the kid. It is really the children. It's tough, man. And there's a lot of fatherless kids out there with the dad still being alive and present. If you are a man or a dominant figure, or can stand up and be accountable and be 100% true to yourself, if you have the opportunity to step in and help another child out, being 100% safe, 100% honest, and doing it with the right intentions, please do so. Please. I promise you, Your love, your attention, and your time will go a long way. Thanks,
Hey guys, thanks for watching the show. The show was brought to you in support of Body Love. Body Love is an all-natural shea butter-based body cream that helps maintain the skin and also keeps it soft. Body Love comes in many different scents. It's not only for women, but for men too. I'll leave a link in the description below. Shop Body Love.